All right, it's gear time. Gear time with Sarah. I make myself laugh. But I kind of wanted to take you through what I use and, a little explanation of why I use it. Probably first off is race suit. I like legs, I like sleeves. So sleeves are definitely more aerodynamic than bare skin. I will run with a sports bra underneath this, and it's a sports bra with pockets actually, so I can put lots of stuff in there. It's more than for a little enhancement. I like my gels in there, nice easy access, extra couple pockets in here. There's a theme. You might see, are we doing a close up? This is some maple leaves because I'm from New England. And then on the sleeve, we have a little donkey. Yeah, it's my maple donkey suit. I'm pretty excited about this bad boy. I'm fortunate enough to be sponsored, but I work with companies. I actually really believe in the product. I endorse what they make, high quality stuff. I'm fortunate to both represent companies I like, and yeah, I'm going on a tangent right now, and Stef is going to have to edit that. So I've been with Tier for years. I really like their gear. Their wetsuits are flexible. So I use the Freak of Nature. They're actually discontinuing this as far as I know. But they have a series of Hurricane wetsuits, which are pretty comparable. One of the things that I always do with my wetsuits is I will cut a couple inches off the bottom. It just makes it easier for me to get off. I might have fat ankles. I don't know. A lot of triathletes do that. So that definitely makes for faster transitions. I will lube up here, neckline. I have a pretty low hairline in the back. Can you see my fuzz? So sometimes I'll forget to lube up there and I'll get this terrible chafing. So that is one that I always have to remember. All right, I like the Vanquisher goggles. I'll normally pack mirrored goggles and a clear goggle and choose on the day depending on the conditions, what I want to go with. Mirrored goggles really good if there's a lot of glare. I'm very forgetful. Even packing for this trip, I have my packing list. I went through it and somehow managed to only bring 2 running tops that were short-sleeved, even though I'm going to tropical North Queensland. I have like 5 long-sleeve running tops, but probably 2 short sleeves. So that was, even with the packing list, I still forget things. We'll put it that way. All right, so transitioning onto the bike, my handy bag of rubber bands. I will rubber band my shoes to my bike for easy access. So a lot of the times if you keep your shoes clipped in, they'll just be dangling and might get caught and they might go flying off. Or you'll see people running with bike shoes, and that's not super fast and can be dangerous. Coming from ITU, we're all about fast transitions, and that means rubber banded shoes. Get your feet slipped in there quickly and get going as quickly as possible. These are the S-Work 7 shoes, and they're more of a road shoe, but I really like how nice and snug they are on my feet. It's a wide toe box, so that allows for a little bit more room. Sometimes if you're a triathlete racing with tri-shoes, it doesn't allow for enough room in the toe box, and as your feet kind of swell over the course of a longer race, you might lose toenails, you might have a little impact there that doesn't feel so nice. I've also done, more traditional tri-shoes, but this year, I think this is my pick this year. The super cool Darth Vader helmet. I look awesome. Actually, I hate the look of these things. I think they're super dorky, but they are faster. I've also ridden with a road helmet in Ironman. That's what I did last year. And depending on how much you move your head around, they can be just as fast. So don't stress about it. You don't necessarily need a TT helmet. An aside, I went to the wind tunnel a few weeks ago, and it really wasn't a big difference between wearing the Evade helmet, which is an aero road helmet, and wearing this in terms of gains. So don't stress about it too much. Yeah, so last year I actually brought this helmet with me to Kona, and I did one ride in it, and I was just dripping with sweat. I felt like it wasn't worth it. Whatever small gains that I might make in terms of aerodynamics, I just would be overheating. I hated the feel of it. And I think, really it is conditions dependent. If you want more cooling, the road helmet's really nice for that. And it is brand by brand. Some brands of aero helmets have more ventilation than others, but really you want to test it out in the conditions where you're going to race, because you could just lose a lot of time by excessive sweating and overheating if you have a TT helmet. Over to my steed. All right, this is my pride and joy. I love this bike. This is the S-Works, the Specialized S-Works Shiv, and super aero, super sexy. Everybody loves the matte black. For this race, I'll be riding a disc with the cotton tires. They're fast race tires. These are Specialized cotton tires. I run a computer in the front. This is the Wahoo Element Bolt, and I like to have it right between my hands. So, sometimes you'll see people mounting their computers down here, but this way I can still kind of keep my eyes up the road and stay pretty aero and see my power. A lot of the times people like to hide it because they don't want to see their power. That's also super valid. I like to have the data afterwards, so I will always have a computer recording. With Ironman, I use power as a guide. So there will be times where, we know roughly my range, and I try to stay within that range. And last year, I was a bit conservative, so it was good because it reinforced that I could probably ride a little harder, and just using those numbers as targets for racing, just knowing what I'm capable of doing potentially over the distance. I think it's most helpful for if you're going uphill or something, just having the number to moderate your effort, because really it's the big peaks, the big surges that really take a lot out of you. So you're just looking down and saying, okay, maybe this is a hill, it's okay for me to be riding at 260 watts, but let's cap it at that. And it's only for a few minutes, and then I have to bring it back down, or else it's going to be too much for me. I also am I'm consciously trying to decrease my cadence. This is something that I've been working on. So I will look at my cadence and make sure that I'm a bit lower. Sometimes I can get a bit spinny, and just making sure that it's between 75 and 85 that's my target cadence. All right, what else? I have a bottle mounted in the front, and this is what I will switch in and out at aid stations. There is a hose on this bike. I jerry-rigged a little Velcro there to keep it in place, but the hose runs for this bike. There's a hydration system. The hose runs through the frame into the back. So this carries water. It's functional. What's cool about this bike is that there is a compartment here where I will put nutrition. It keeps it out of the way. It's nice and aero. You have a nice flow. The bento boxes can really disrupt your flow a bit with aerodynamics, and this serves that role. I also have a change kit in here in case I get a flat. So there's a CO2 in there. There's a wrench because I've, through axle wheels. CO2 tube. When I'm training, I'll have some money in there, just in case. Back up for a cafe stop. Let's see. I have the Specialized power meter on here. So change for this year is I'm going more aggressively up with my bars. You'll see that there's a trend more recently for people to do that. The wind tunnel testing backs it up pretty well that it's no slower. I find it better for me. It's a lot more comfortable with my shoulders. I found it really hard to keep my arms down low. I got a lot of cramping in through the shoulders. This makes it a bit more comfortable for me, and I can stay pretty aero. I'm fairly flexible, but I have not spent years in a time trial position. And, as I'm doing more Ironman stuff, I'm getting more comfortable just sitting in the bars. But yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill 100%.